Hello, everyone, and welcome again to our newer lesson, sed command. Sed command is a substitute command which replaces or substitute a text with another text or manipulate your file. It is a very, very powerful command. So, what are the few things that sed command does? It replaces a string in a file with another string. So, a string is a word, a sentence, a text message, or any kind of text message inside of your file and that you want to replace. It finds and deletes a line. So if a line has ABC and you want to get rid of that line in that text file, well, you could go in and use the sed command and delete that line that contains ABC. Now, wait a second, Imran. Hey, why can't I do the same thing when I go to VI and find the line and delete it? Yes, you could definitely do that. But what if you have a file that has, let's say, 1,000,000 lines? And in those million lines, you probably have at least 1,000 lines that has ABC. Now, are you going to go into the file and delete or replace that string one by one? You think that is efficient? Not at all. So that's why sed command is so powerful that allows us to manipulate the text inside a file. Another example that we'll learn is how to remove empty lines from a file. If there are more than one empty lines, how can we get rid of it? Yes, of course, going back to the same thing that you could go into the VI and DD and remove it. But again, this is not productive. Remove the first line or number of lines in a file to replace tabs with spaces. These are the very few examples of sed commands that I'm going to go over and substitute within VI editor. So if you are already in VI and you want to replace a text XYZ or TEXT or anything with another text or another word, you could also do by going straight into the VI. But again, am I negating my statement, what I said before? No, because when you are going to the VI and you when you look for one word and then you replace it, again, it's a manual process. But there is another way in VI that you could just find that text one time and it replaces it everywhere in one shot. And there is so much more and more that is that sed commands has to offer. So I'm going to log into my Linux machine. I'm going to log in as a PuTTY client, and I will show you a few examples of how sed command works. I'm logged in as myself. I am in my home directory. I have a file in my home directory that is called, let's do ls -ltr, that is called Seinfeld characters. So if you do cat on Seinfeld characters, you will see all these characters of Seinfeld. Again, it's just a list of all the characters that played in Seinfeld. If you do not have that file, or if you did not create that file previously, then go ahead and you could just pause it right here and create that file with all those names that I have. Or if you want to use a different file, different names, that's fine. It's just an example that I'm going to be using to explain how sed command works. So I already have this file. Now the first thing I wanted to do, let's say, what if I wanted to replace one of the word with a different word? Let's say I wanted to replace Kenny. There's a character named Kenny Banya. How about if I wanted to replace his name from Kenny to Lenny? You would use the command sed single quote S for substitute Kenny with Lenny. So slash Lenny and slash again. And if there are more than one Kenny, then you could type G, because this G stands for global. It will replace the entire file wherever you have the word Kenny. So by default, I always use G. You should also get into the habit of G if you want to replace it everywhere. So you close the single quote and then you type the name of the file where you are trying to replace the word Kenny. Hit enter, and now you will see at the bottom it is replaced with Lenny. Now, another thing I do want to mention that this is going to display the change only on the screen. It is not actually going to make a change in the file. So if you cat out the file, you will see the name Kenny still there. But didn't we just replace it with Lenny? Yes, we did, but it did not make the change inside the file. It only makes the change to the screen. And if you want to have that output to another file, you could do that, and that change will be reflected in the newer file. But if you want to make a change to the existing file, then what you have to do is you come back to the same command by hitting up arrow key, and you type -I. That is to insert the changes into the file, the same command, and you hit enter. Now when you do cat Seinfeld characters, you'll see the name has changed to Lenny permanently. So this is how you replace Kenny with Lenny and save the file. Now let's see what if you wants to replace the word Costanza. So it works the same way. So you do sed substitute Costanza, and this time you just don't want to replace anything, you just want to remove that word. So you just put Costanza and don't put anything in there. G and the name of the file, characters. You see anyone who had the last name Costanza, that is gone. See right here, Frank Costanza is gone. Estelle Costanza is gone. Another Costanza I have at the bottom is gone. George Costanza is gone. But again, this is gone only on the screen. And if you want to make a changes to the file, you have to use the -I option. I don't want to use the -I option this time because I wanted to show you how the set works. So this way the file won't change. So let's just confirm our file has all the correct names that I want to have them in it. So it does have it. Next one I wanted to show you is how to find a string of line and remove it. If you see, this is the second one in our slide, find and delete. So what if I wanted to delete every line that has the word Seinfeld? So for the command to do that is sed Seinfeld, and this time type D. D is to delete. Any character or any word that comes up that matches Seinfeld, that line will be deleted. So I am not using -I option because it will actually make the changes to my file and save it. I just want to show you, so I'll just run it, and you will see all the lines that had the Seinfeld are gone. See, none of this has the word Seinfeld in it. So that's how you replace or delete a line that matches a keyword or a word. The next thing I wanted to show you is how you could remove empty lines from a file. So if I have empty line, let's make the empty line. I'll go into Seinfeld, characters, and I'm going to make empty lines. So I have 4 empty lines, right? I'll just make 1 empty line right here as well. 5 empty lines. Now I'm going to save that file. Cat Seinfeld, characters. And you will see right here, I have 5 empty lines. I wanted to get rid of these 5 empty lines. The command to do that is sed /cap caps shows that anything that starts, which is right above number 6, and dollar, anything that ends with dollar, meaning nothing, then just delete that. Seinfeld characters. So anything that is starting or anything that is ending has nothing in the middle, which is the empty file, of course, right? So whatever that finds, please go ahead and delete it. So hit enter and you'll see everything is gone. But now if you do Seinfeld character again, you'll see it will still have the line. Why? Because we did not specify the -I option. And I want you to go ahead and specify -I option, do a Seinfeld characters, and you'll see all the empty lines are gone. Now, what if I wanted to remove the first line in a file? I just want to remove Jerry Seinfeld, which is the first line of the file. So I will do sed code 1D, code close, the name of the file. And you'll see the first line was Jerry Seinfeld. That is gone. Now, of course, again, I'm keep saying it is not going to affect our file because we did not use -I option. Now, what if you want to remove first 2 lines? Well, hit up arrow key and just type 1, 2, and it will delete the first 2 lines. That's how you delete 2, 3, or 4 or more lines. Now, what if you have tabs in your file and you want to remove those tabs with spaces? So if I do VI on Seinfeld characters, and instead of spaces, I'll just put tabs, tabs, and tabs. Save the file. You could do cat Seinfeld character, and you see 3 lines have tab. I wanted to remove all the tabs inside the file with space. So the command to do that is sed substitute slash. Now we have to use backslash and T. That tells the operating system or the shell that this is a tab. Anywhere you find tab, please remove it with space and apply it globally. Seinfeld characters. You see, oh, didn't like something. 1 second. Oh, my mistake. I used backslash here. So I have to use forward slashes here, because this slash right here and this slash right here in the middle right here is the string that we are trying to replace. We are trying to replace that string with what? With empty line. So now that should work, and there it is. It did work, but it is again not going to impact our file. I'm going to use that command with -I option, so it will make the change to my file and bring it back to its original content. Okay, so now that's how you actually replace tabs with spaces. If you wanted to do the same thing, replace spaces with tabs, you could do the same thing, but just switch up \T with the second space holder. So you move this thing to here, so it will remove everywhere. So let's say even if you wanted to try it, T, and here I so any spaces that it's in there, please replace it with tab. And I have to put this here. Okay, so I believe Seinfeld characters, and there you have all the tabs in there. I did not want to make the changes. That's why when I was checking it, it was not coming up. Anyway, I wanted to bring it back. To bring it back, I'll run the earlier command, which is this: replace tab with spaces, and hit enter. and now do Seinfeld characters, and you'll see my format is back the way I want. Okay, now what if I wanted to show only lines from 12 to 18 from a file? So I just wanted to view 12 to 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I wanted to see all the lines starting with J. Peterman all the way to the end, which is the 18th line. I don't want it to view any of these lines. So for that, you'll use the command set again with -n option. 12, from 12 to 18. P is the option that you have to pick, and you hit enter, and you will see right here it's giving me from line 12 to 18. Now, what if you want to view the opposite way, meaning you want to view everything except line 12 to 18? Then you will run the command sed. Now, don't use -n, use 12, 18, D this time, and Seinfeld characters. And you'll see you have all the results from the top except starting line 12 to 18. Now, what if you wanted to put a space in your file? Like every name, there should be a space. There should be a empty line after each character. So you'll do sed just G Seinfeld characters, and you see every line has a space, empty line, then the name, empty line, then the name. This is how you could add it, but of course it's not going to impact our file. You could have that changes by putting in -I option. Okay, now what if you wanted to replace like let's say if I have Seinfeld character and I wanted to replace Seinfeld with S or any other name, but I do not want to replace line 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to replace Seinfeld with S except the 8th Seinfeld. So you do sed single quote, do not do 8, and substitute Seinfeld with S. Do it globally. Seinfeld characters. Okay, see it. Did it change? Oh, 1 second. Let me see. No. Let's see. So if I just type 8, just substitute Seinfeld with S. So it is still not doing it. Am I doing something wrong? Oh yes, I am doing something wrong. See, sometimes just a tiny bit of a mistake makes a huge difference. If you notice, there is no such word as sign fled. I put sign fled. All right, it's a good exercise. You hit enter, you see every Seinfeld text or word has been changed with S. But now let's go back to our original question. I don't want it to replace number 8. I'll fix my spelling. Hit enter, and you'll see all of them have changed except line number 8. Now the last one I talked about, substitute while you are in VI editor. So go ahead and type VI, the name of the file. And now you are in VI editor. Now what if you wanted to replace every Seinfeld character while you are in VI? So you'll do colon, %, S for substitute, slash Seinfeld to Peter. Right? You want to replace every one of them. And slash, hit enter, and you'll see every Seinfeld has been replaced with the word Peter. That's how you make the change while you are in VI editor. Now, I want you to go ahead and try it out. I have also an article mentioned here in this lesson that you could view that article and try all the different commands. Again, set command is very powerful if you really know inside out. So I will encourage you to try many different ways. Go ahead and um, do your Google, go online and search for anything that you wanted to do with sed. And I promise you, every time you'll type something, make sure you type like how to replace a string in sed command. Make sure you put in sed command, and I'm telling you, you're gonna find tons of article out there. People again um, have done amazing job who have helped people, and you could look at their article and see how things are done. You could learn on that. All right. If you have any question about set command, you could just simply send me an email or message me. All right. Good luck.